Hi everyone. Today's story comes from the Old Testament. It's a story about Joshua, a real hero of the Bible. You might have already watched the video about the walls of Jericho. Joshua was the person in charge of all the Israelites at that time. There were lots of stories about what happened in Joshua's life. But today's story comes near the end of his life, when he got people to make a special promise. Let's find out what it was. When Joshua was old, he called all the tribes of Israel to meet together at a place called Shechem. He called the elders, the heads of families, the judges, the officers of Israel, and everyone stood there before Joshua and before God. There he reminded them of all the amazing things that the Lord, the God of Israel, had done. He was with their ancestor, Abraham. He was with them when they were in Egypt. He'd led them out of Egypt, through the Red Sea and into the desert. And then he had led his people into their own land, a land that they had been promised. So now Joshua wanted the people to make a choice. On this day, I want you all to decide, Joshua said. You need to decide who you are going to serve. You might serve the gods that your people worshipped when they lived far away. Or you may serve the gods of the Amorites who used to live in this land. But as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. And then the people answered, No, we will never stop following the Lord. We will never serve other gods. It was the Lord our God who brought us out of Egypt when we were slaves. The Lord has done great things for us. We will serve the Lord because he is our God. Look around you, Joshua said. Look at all of the people here. Do you all agree with this? Are you all going to serve the Lord your God like me and my house? And all the people said to Joshua, We will serve the Lord our God. We will obey him. So, on that day, Joshua made the agreement a special law for them to follow, and he wrote these things in the book of the teachings of God. Next, Joshua found a large stone. He put the stone under the oak tree near the Lord's holy tent. And Joshua said to all the people, See this stone? It will help you remember what we did today. It will help you remember what happened. It will help you remember to always serve the Lord your God. Then Joshua told the people to go back to their homes, and everyone went back to his own land. The Israelites made a promise to Joshua and a promise to God that they would follow God all their lives. Joshua said, As for me and my house, meaning him and all his family, they will serve the Lord. They will follow God and keep his commandments. In today's craft, we're going to make a little origami house where we can draw our family inside and make that promise too. Let's get started. For this craft, all you need is coloured paper and some pens. Take your square piece of paper and fold it in half. Make a nice crisp fold at the edge. Now fold it in half again, but don't make a big crease. Instead, just make a tiny crease in the corner so that you know where the middle is. On one side of your paper, about in the middle, draw a picture of all the people that are in your family. Here's our family, beautifully drawn. Turn your piece of paper onto the other side, and in the middle again, write the words, We will serve the Lord. Unfold your piece of paper again and then push down on one side to make a triangle. You're then going to do the same thing on the other side too. Turn your piece of paper over and then fold the triangles you've already made back in on themselves so that you're creasing them the other way. And now we're nearly done. Now all we need to do is to lift up the house and straighten out the edges so that our house can stand up, with our family on one side and our words on the other.